Hey guys, this is the At Home Dad on Twitter at FF the At Home Dad and probably deleted. Hey guys, this is the At Home Dad on Twitter at FF the At Home Dad and proudly here with the Gridiron Experts. This is the first of many short looks into the 2019 rookies for dynasty purposes. In 5 minutes or less, I'll let you know why I like a guy or not. First up is Miles Sanders. He's foregoing his senior year at Penn State in order to come into the. He's foregoing his. Miles Sanders is foregoing his senior year at Penn State in order to come into the 2019 draft. Standing at 5'11", 215 pounds, he has the prototypical size and is as this video lets us know, the shiftiest running back in the Big Ten. This is by Just Bombs Productions, a great YouTube asset for looking at highlights. So I really enjoy Miles Sanders. There's a lot of things he does well, as you can see here. Good vision, misses with the stiff arm, but still breaks through tackles, lowers his shoulder, is able to spin, keeps his balance, able to keep going upfield, gets a nice juke, sets up his block with his tight end all the way down the field there, and is able to keep the play really going all the way into the end zone. Does a great job. He does this again and again and again. He's one of the ran one of the fastest three-cone drills at the combine. He had one of the better 40 times. He just has all of the physical traits that you want out of a running back, and he looks really good doing it. So let's watch another clip here. One downfall is he's always out of the shotgun, but again, look, has a lot of defenders there, blows through the line, doesn't get tackled by guys swiping at his legs, and is able to just really explode all the way down the field. That was against Illinois. He had a really big game against them. Again, out of the shotgun, is able to just shift his way through, makes guys miss. Nice little jump cut. He does this a lot of times, and if you're swiping at his legs, you're just not going to bring him down. There it looked like he lost a little bit of balance, but still able to stay on his feet, keep the play going, even though he probably should have been tackled back a little bit further, got an extra 10 yards. Again, just really fast through and up the hole, has good vision, is able to let his blockers downfield do what they need to do so that he can get through the line. So let's look now at one of the plays that I really like out of Miles Sanders. This is one of my favorite plays. Look at this cut right here. He sees what's happening with this outside guy. He sees what's happening with these three guys over here. He knows he has this lineman right here getting ready to peel off and come up to this guy to give him a perfect lane through here in order to cut up through. He sticks his foot hard into the ground here and just is able to explode through that line. Little stutter step there in order to make sure his guy makes the tackle. And then about 5 yards ahead of this outside defender is already starting to get him to break down. Let's just do this one all the way over again. This is one of my favorite plays from him. And right here, you can see that he's already seeing this guy, this defender's playing to the outside here. This guy's about to get blocked by this guy. So his lane is going to open up right off of this tackle's backside and off of this guy because he's got a good seal on him right there. You can see him get a little stutter step to gather his feet, and then he's going to stick his foot hard into the ground, drive straight up through that hole, and make a little move in the hole in order to make sure his guy has a hat on the defender and just is able to explode right up into the secondary. Right there. Look at that cut. Little stutter step goes right through. And then right here starts breaking down this defender, starts making him have to pick a direction. As soon as this guy starts picking a direction, Miles Sanders breaks it to the outside, has a stiff arm waiting for him, and is able to slip through and able to pick up another 10 yards from it. A play like that really shows his vision, shows his ability to cut, shows his patience behind the line, and really shows his ability to burst through the line. All of those things are part of the reason why I absolutely love Miles Sanders. He has it on display time and time again, especially coming out of a lot of shotgun formations and Penn State not having a great line. I really like what they can do there. One of the big question marks for Miles Sanders is whether or not he can catch. He did not have a ton of receptions in Penn State. I think part of that's because Trace McSorley would rather run it than check it down to him, which you could see in Trace McSorley having almost 1,000 yards rushing of his own. But right here is a play where you can see what Miles Sanders can do in the receiving game. Trace McSorley takes a nice little drop back. Miles Sanders was in the backfield, sprints out right away into a nice little wheel pattern. McSorley has him wide open. He makes a good catch. And right here at this point of catching the ball, he has 1-2 defenders that are closing in quickly. And then this third defender that has an angle that should be able to stop him from getting any type of bigger chunk than he's already picked up on this play. But watch what happens. As soon as he gets the ball in his hands, boom, little move, barely anything there, but just enough to create some separation. And he is out. He is off to the races. I'm going to play this one more time back in full speed so that you can see exactly what he does to these defenders, because that was only half speed. So this is normal speed, and he just flies past them. Catch, boom, little shoulder wiggle right there, goes right past them. That defender that should have had an angle on him doesn't stand a chance, and that's over a 50-yard play where Miles Sanders was able to take it in because of his receiving ability. Three, two. Unfortunately, three. Unfortunately, there are a couple of. Do it one more time. Unfortunately, there are a couple of red flags for Miles Sanders. One of them being his. Let's do that again. Unfortunately, there are a couple of red flags for Miles Sanders. There's not many. The biggest one is his fumbling. He does have a couple of fumbles throughout his time at Penn State, a little bit more than you want to see for the number of attempts that he has. This one here, I think, is more a miscommunication, but it again shows just a lack of ball security for both McSorley and for Sanders, and that's not something that NFL coaches are going to want to see. Right there, that handoff, you can just barely see it when it happens. And right there, Sanders is trying to run with the ball. It looks like McSorley is either trying to pull it out or put it in. You can't quite tell what's happening. But either way, this miscommunication leads to Sanders running upfield without the ball and Michigan being able to drop on it right there. And one of the easiest ways to get sat down in the NFL as a rookie running back is to fumble the football. Here's another one. This one's against Ohio State, which was one of his worst games of the season, punctuated by this fumble and a fumble super late. And again, you really don't want to see running backs fumbling it. So this is a red flag for Miles Sanders. But right here, let's do that all over again. And actually double check the Ohio State fumbling. Let's do that. Here's another one where Miles Sanders is going to end up fumbling the ball. This one is, do that again. Here's another one where Miles Sanders is going to end up fumbling the ball. This one's more on Miles Sanders, even though it's another one of these read option plays. You can see the quarterback's eyes looking at this defensive end. You can see the running back trying to get set up for the run. The handoff is a little late, and this either safety or linebacker, I didn't see from the beginning of the play, is able to squirt in and make contact literally right when the ball is being handed off. And as soon as that happens, Sanders is getting hit, losing control of the football, and really tossing it forward to the other team. Not something you want to see there. But again, it happens right at the handoff. We're going to show you one more angle of it. And right there, the handoff just happens, and you can see his hand placement on the ball is not very good here. You really want to see this. You want to see this more in between his elbows. His elbows are way too wide apart. The ball is just in his hands here. And when this looks like a safety with 32 comes in, puts his shoulders right into the midsection of Sanders, puts his arm across the ball, Sanders doesn't stand a chance of holding on to it. And boop, right there, the ball's starting to come out. And another fumble for Miles Sanders. That being even though Miles Sanders does have some fumbling issues, he still is one of the shiftiest backs, one of the most exciting backs that you're going to see in this 2019 draft class, especially where you don't have an elite guy all the way at the top. A guy like Miles Sanders who can jump cut like this and make guys miss is one of my favorite things to see. I really like this guy. I hope you enjoyed this short little clip about Miles Sanders. There's a lot more to look at, especially depending on where he lands, because if he lands on a really good team that has a strong offensive line and can get him the ball in space or give him a couple of good runs, running lanes, he could be by far the best rookie running back in 2019. I think he's going to go in either the second or third in the actual NFL draft. I think in fantasy drafts, he could sneak all the way up into the end of the first round. I think he's right now one of the top 5 running backs in Dynasty. And I think if he goes to the right landing spot, he could be a top 3 option. So Miles Sanders gets all my love. I really like the guy. And I hope you enjoyed watching it. Once again, I am the At Home Dad on Twitter at FF the At Home Dad. And again, proudly here with Gridiron Experts. So be sure to follow all of us there and leave a comment, leave a mention. Let me know what you guys think.